I think we're live. Yes, we are live. Hello, everybody. What is up, people of the internet? It is me, Real American, back again with a new video, or I should say another stream. And we are back with another 2024 presidential map prediction post, what is this, 5th indictment of President Trump. And today we're going to be going over my newest updated prediction for 2024. I hope everyone's having a phenomenal day, night, afternoon, midnight, wherever you are in the world. I'm certainly having a great day myself. And yeah. So before we continue with today's stream, I hope you enjoy these type of streams. If you do, smash the like button down below, subscribe, share with your friends, hit that little bell. Follow the social media accounts in the description down below. And of course, join the channel today. Guys, just for $1 a month, you can join Real American. This is the best way to support the daily content that we all know and love. So I hope and recommend you join the channel today. And as usual, if you got a question, concern, comment, whatever, the best way to get that answered is by sending a super chat. All support's greatly appreciated. Of course, if you do got a question in chat, I'll try to answer all of them, but best way to get them answered is via super chat. So yeah, let's see what chat is saying anyways, and we already got a super chat. Riley the Mini Deutschen for 5. Red Eagle in his latest prediction had Trump winning 270 to 268. Dangerously too close. I don't want faithless electors to cost Trump the election. If I forget, I should probably get that up. Yeah, I mean, that is a real concern. The possibility of it being so close, I don't even want to think of that. Because you want to do more damage to the Republic than anything? Do that. Have faithless electors just bail. Yeah, so we're back, and of course, like usual, we're doing probability-based prediction. That means, say Arkansas, there's a 99.9% chance it's going Republican. That means it's going to be safe. Likely 75-90, lean 65-75, and so forth. So yeah, that's kind of the usual thing. Trump is apparently tied in Michigan, or Pennsylvania, Michigan, leading Arizona, Nevada, Georgia, and losing Wisconsin. Yeah, we got to go over each state. We got to go one state at a time we'll go over. If you're wondering, I am using Yapmis 2. This is the beta. And actually, I like it a bit better. So, who has the advantage with the House delegation? Isn't like 26, 24 right now? It's like right on the edge. And before I forget, I gotta pull something up. Let me just pull something up, people. I forgot one important thing. The Wikipedia page for everything. And like usual, we are using the RCP aggregate for the thing. And let me pull that up. 2024. Gotta pull this up. I forgot there we go. General election. So, like usual, we are very early on. We don't really know the electorate for 2024 just yet. So, we're going to go based on RCP's aggregate, and they have it about Biden +1. Now, there may be a couple outliers here and there, but I think that's about right. Last month, we had a Biden +1. You know, I think overall that is about what I expect right now. We don't know with the Green Party, with Cornel West. We don't know with the no labels. That's the thing a lot of people are just forgetting. This election is not going to be like 2020. You're going to have like third party candidates. For sure Cornel West and maybe no labels. Cornel West alone takes 2%. So yeah, again, we're just going to RCP aggregate, and I actually do agree with the assessment right now. Again, we're in August of 2023. Yeah, things can absolutely frickin' change, but yeah. Trump could still win with a Biden +1. Oh, absolutely. We'll go for it. Trump may flip Wisconsin, Georgia, Nevada, but he ain't passing 270. We just gotta see. And I actually forgot one more. Forgot the New York Times election results. There we go. Let's see. House delegation, another thing that Alaska's ranked choice voting system may have messed up. Oh yeah, I forgot. Alaska's Democrat now. I hate that. Hate that. How come 2020 had no faithless electors? Because it was such a divided election that well, I actually don't know. Now I think about it, that's kind of... Because usually you don't see faithless electors. I doubt the Libertarians will do much this election. The right seems pretty united. Yeah, the Libertarians are dead. Outside of, like, New Hampshire, I don't see them doing much. Do you think any Republicans would do better in general than Trump? Right now, no. Because here's the problem. You know, either they have no chance of making it past the primary, or their appeal isn't in the Rust Belt. That's the problem. So, alright. Like usual, let's get into it. Let us start with filling out all the safe states. I don't think I gotta say much. No, guys. We're not going to win Washington or Oregon. That was always a meme, but, you know, that's not going to happen. Colorado, New Mexico, I don't think I got to really say much. And Minnesota we'll talk about. Hawaii, Maryland, all these states, of course. And Maine at large. Maine at large we'll get to in a little bit. For the GOP, again, we don't know what the indictment stuff. We don't know if Trump gets arrested, gets in prison. We're just going to assume we don't know. We don't know anything. That's why it's very early. We don't know squat. No, not Nebraska's second. Of course, all the Deep South, Iowa, Indiana, Ohio. I don't think I got to explain myself much. And, of course, D.C. is probably safe. So is Maine second. I don't really see how Trump loses Maine second. He's the only Republican that wins it by so much. I think he won't be arrested. This may be a time where the Supreme Court gets involved. I mean, even like Roberts, I don't see him saying, yeah, this is fine. You know, I think we're going to see the Supreme Court get involved one way or another. Everybody agree with that? I think we're going to see the Supreme Court involved somehow. Christie will flip Loudoun County. Yeah, sure. So true. That is like, wow. I completely believe that. I don't believe it. Let him get arrested, then every president will be Republican for the next 10 elections. If they arrest Trump, we're going downhill. We don't even need a Roberts. I'm just saying that I don't even think Roberts would be allowing it. But we don't know yet. It's very early in the case. We just don't know. What if they hold Trump in jail until his trial and set the trial until after pretty close to the election? At some point, at that point, SCOTUS, I would say, yeah, no, you can't do that. Biden only won New Mexico by 11, but this is probability. This isn't margin. Probability means that's the percent likelihood it goes that way. Trump loses Virginia by 4, make it lean. That's margin. This is probability. Big difference. I think Trump will not be arrested for January 6th. Well, the problem is he's in D.C. But hopefully they get a venue change, but that's not going to happen probably. Sadly, I don't think it's going to happen. Ben Sinnix for 2. Jack Smith has a history of targeting reps. Yeah, I mean, he went after Bob McDonnell. I did not know that. But apparently, Jack Smith is one of the only prosecutors ever, or I should say in modern history, to get laughed out of the Supreme Court. In modern history. In a unanimous decision, I believe. I believe that it was, he got eviscerated by them. Because he was going after, like, political opponents. It's like, dude, what are you doing? I think independent will break hard for Republicans. Just gotta see. Yeah, Jack Smith is corrupt. And I wanted to talk about this before we continue with the prediction. Guys, This case they have against Trump is the biggest pile of crap I have. Guys, how many times have Democrats contested elections when Republicans won? For the presidency. Nothing else. 1968, 2000, 2004, 2016. That's 4 times in 60 years they contested it. 2 of the times was for, actually, 4 of the times was for delusional reasons. But they've challenged the elections far more than Republicans have. And the single time the GOP tries it, they get thrown in jail. No, this is Yatmas too, but point is, 1968, they contested North Carolina. Look this up. Guys, Nixon, he won easily. He won 312 electoral votes? Let me bring that up, actually. Let me just show you guys what I'm talking about. 1968. I'm not even kidding by this. They contested this. Yep, right here. Let me just turn off the graphics. I'm actually going to make... Hold on. Okay. But you see this? Nixon got 301 electoral votes. North Carolina's worth 13. So even if they got that state thrown out, guess what? Nixon still would have won. I mean, it's a scam. How can people look at this and say, yep, I see nothing wrong with this? We'll just put that there. But yeah, they challenged this. I mean, and you want to know the reason? They were pissed off their voters in North Carolina voted Democrat, apparently. Yeah, they've objected every single time the Republican won, not named Reagan. And Bush and Nixon, I guess, the second time, because he won by 15 nationally. But 2000, they've done studies. They proved if they did a full recount, look at the Washington Post article. Look it up. It said, after a study, they paid for it. George Bush's lead in Florida would have expanded if they used the same metric that the Al Gore people wanted. His lead would have expanded. 2004, look up the Ohio conspiracy. They seriously claimed that Ohio, they had, I can't say it here, but you may notice it's a very similar pattern from what people in 2020 alleged. 2016 was garbage. We know they tried to, they attempted a coup, an administrative coup against Donald Trump. Because they lost. Where's these people getting arrested? Why is Trump? Because people stormed the Capitol. Yes, that's bad. But Trump told people, go peacefully. He never said, go violently. If George Wallace had the Democrat nomination, he would have won the election. It's kind of crazy, lol. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't freaking... We're not even talking about that. It's just, point is, Democrats have contested everything. Not when the Republican won by 30. That's when they don't contest it. But anytime it was somewhat close, they've contested it every single time in the modern era. Okay, enough of the tangent. It's enough of the tangent. Let's get into it. So, let's go through the obvious ones. I think that Virginia's safe. I mean, there was a poll that I went over this that has Trump down by 3. And again, I think there is hope for the GOP in the state, but I think it is more than likely going to be safe probability-wise. Let me just make sure that's up. Where are you at? There we go. There we go. Rap, what do you think Biden will campaign on? He can't really campaign on bringing things back to normal and pretend to be a moderate unifier, can he? I don't know what his campaign's even doing. They're trying the basement strategy, but like even more lazier. So, Minnesota, I think that's gonna be likely. I think it's safe. How much should? Yeah, that's gonna be. Minnesota's the one state where, if they would have gotten rid of the attorney general last year, there may have been a chance, but don't really see it. At least for this election, I don't see how Democrats don't win the state of Minnesota. I know this is a Biden +1 electorate, but just seems kind of difficult. Duster Carno for 2. If his views, his race views moderated, would you vote for Wallace? If he was not an extremist on race, I would seriously consider it. It would have either been him or Nixon if he did not have the views on race as he did. If he was if he wasn't, a full-blown racist that election. And he wasn't before and after. Apparently he used it to win votes. Either way, if he didn't have those views, I would strongly consider it. Wallace was a standard Democrat for all issues other than race. He was a bit more populist than other Democrats. Let's see. Ages may move right thanks to affirmative action. I could see it. What needs to occur for there to be an R+ national environment? If the economy really goes to shit, then we'll talk. Just right now, we don't know. We're just going to give the advantage to the incumbent and just say it's Biden +1. Sure. Please donate to Chris Christie. No. No way. Okay. As for some of these other ones, New Hampshire, I would say is... Gosh, these are some... we're going to say likely, but borderline safe. Same thing, Maine. It's a bit different. Because I'm going through, the ones that we kind of already know, and I don't want to really discuss. Yeah, I think Maine's like that. Florida, I don't think I got to talk much about. Same thing with Texas. And same thing with Nebraska second. I don't really think I got to discuss that. So essentially, there's 93 electoral votes up for grabs. If the economy goes to the toilet, people would still vote for Joe. Yeah, that's just sad. People would vote for if the economy just completely sunk. Just because Blumph. Orange man. But yeah, Texas, that's not... Again, we're not assuming anything with the prison stuff. We don't freaking know yet. But it's like, guys, do I have to reiterate this? Is it shifting Democrat? Yes. But from the early net migration data we've gotten so far this year and last year, it seems like voters from Democrat areas are moving out to Colorado. Plus Hispanic trends, we just gotta see. Duster Carter for 2. Without Sununu on the ticket, New Hampshire is definitely bluish. Yeah, I mean, that's a tough one. That's one where it's borderline safe, but we'll just say because we don't know what the anti-war stuff, New Hampshire's still anti-war, comparatively. But yeah, I think this is fair to start with. These are the 7 states that are really going to determine this election. And we'll go over each one. They're the ones that I actually want to talk about. Not freaking... Guys, according to people on Twitter, Iowa's going to flip Democrat. When I saw that, it's like, I don't care what poll. You have... Just because Trump got indicted. I swear, some of these people, they doom for an unnecessary reason. I was not going to vote Democrat barring something absolutely crazy happens. But yeah, that was the one tweet I saw. It's like, don't know about that. If New Hampshire gets a Sununu like Republican, it could stay red in governorship. Yeah, but Even that's not looking too good. Can Tulsi Gabbard win New Hampshire? Maybe. Biden wins Indiana. But I saw that tweet. I was like, what the hell are you talking about? I know the person. It's like, dude, you gotta take a chill pill. Stop, like, reacting to some one garbage poll that... I mean, one poll seriously claimed 52% of Republicans wouldn't vote for Trump if he was in prison. I call total bullshit. Unless a different pollster, I should say multiple pollsters, show a hypothetical Trump v. Biden, and half the support would not vote for him, then I'll believe it. Half Republicans. But that garbage poll, it's like, who seriously believes that? Half of Republicans bail on Trump like that? I mean, theoretically it could happen, but it's like, how? We're so polarized. It's like, these people are voting. They're going to vote. It just, yeah, it may hurt Trump, but we just got to see. Wholesome DJ Aftershock for 2. But my special election D over performance. Yeah, there was like a special election in Eastern Tennessee yesterday, and like, it still went Republican by 40. But they're saying it's a big deal because Trump won by 50. It's like, do some of these people have lives? You cannot seriously over-examine every special election. We did that in 2021. How did that go? Not good at all. Not good at all. Alaska's tilt Democrat. Alright, let's get into the fun stuff. I'm done talking about frickin' South Carolina. That's not gonna go Democrat. Give me a break. Let's start with Nevada. The great state of Nevada. Alright. So, Trump lost the state by 2.5 points. He lost the popular vote by what? 4.5? Just by that math alone, it would flip the state to Trump if it shifted 3.5 points to the right. In that scenario, it would flip to Trump. And the polling, which I've finally learned my lesson, don't necessarily trust, always account for Republican underperformance in Nevada. For whatever reason, Nevada's the one state where Republicans usually underperform the polling. But with that being said, you look at some of the data we do have from Nevada, party registration trends, what happened in 2022, Biden +1 electorate, and if it really does come down, in my opinion, Clark, that's where Vegas is, if it continues shifting to the right, like it has, and the rural areas stay Republican, which with Trump, they're going to vote. Let's be honest about ourselves. Yeah, Reno's going to shift Democrat, maybe Carson City, but if Clark shifts a couple points to the right, I mean, Laxalt, he would have won if turnout stayed the same in Elko County. If the margin stayed the same up here, he would have won. What map you're using is called yatmis2.com. It's a pretty good website. So, I think in a Biden +1 electorate especially, I think it's a state that's probably actually tilting Trump right now. Or maybe leaning. What, chat, is it leaning or tilting, probability-wise? Trump approves the Latino vote, yeah. So I'm thinking it's like between tilt and lean. It's like exactly in a Biden +1 electorate. I think it will go Republican. Lean. I love lean. It's lean. Tilt. Tilt blue because it's not Christie. Isn't Nevada liberal on social issues? Yeah, it's on like stuff like abortion. It is a bit more pro-choice. I should say it's a bit more libertarian on stuff, but that doesn't mean it's like full-blown leftist on other stuff. But I'm gonna go with tilt. I think it's a fair assumption. Biden +1. I think it's tilting Republican. Abortion doesn't affect Trump because he's messaging it perfectly. I may disagree with him on it, but it's going to help him in state like Nevada. He's saying, look, the Democrats want abortion post-birth. I want to work on a consensus plan. That's what he says. Did you see that Chris Christie was in Ukraine? Are you kidding me? Was Christie in Ukraine? Was he feeding the soldiers with his food that he probably ate beforehand? No one cares about abortion anymore. Yeah, that's what it's looking like. But I think it's tilting Republican right now. I think right now, yeah. In a Biden +1, I think that's actually kind of fair. And again, some people are going to take this out of context. It's like, it's a Biden +1 electorate. Trump lost it by like 2 in a Biden +4 electorate. 3-point shift, it's going to go Republican just doing that. You know? And it's already been shifting Republican, just very slow. Christie was eating the soldier. He was eating the soldiers. Lilbert's so principled they fight for the freedom of murder babies. That's Lilbert's for you. True libertarians wouldn't allow it. Alright, now we gotta go to the state of Arizona. Oh boy. You know, of all the swing states, I am not happy with this one. This is the one state where I think we have a serious problem. Now, yes, Trump barely lost it by 0.3 in a Biden +4 electorate. So theoretically, if you shifted it nationally 3 points right, it should give Trump the victory. But here's the problem. Arizona is zooming to the left, and the Arizona GOP sucks. Like, they're good on the issues mostly, but it's like, not good. Some of these people are freaking incompetent. But, you know, the only way I could see Trump making up a margin is either he somehow doesn't get killed in Pima, you can't lose by 20, or you do a lot better in Maricopa. Rural margins ain't gonna cut it here. You know, this is the one state where I'm a bit, even with the Hispanic population, which, by the way, they actually voted for Lake, I believe. It was actually white voters that screwed Lake, supposedly. But, in a Biden +1, right now with what we got, I think it's leaning Democrat. It's not, I don't think it's looking too good. If he wins Maricopa, he simply wins the election. Yeah, but will he? I don't think so. I mean, when you got... This is a story of Arizona in a nutshell. When you got Republicans purposely sinking Republicans because they disagree with them on policy, that's what the freaking commissioners of Maricopa County did with the election stuff. I mean, say what you want about Lake's stuff. Let's be 100% honest with ourselves. There was serious mishaps that happened on election day. There was. It's not me alleging anything illegal except what, you know, with all the issues they've had. But these are Republicans doing it. Supposedly, but it's like, this is why Arizona's screwed. There's so many idiotic Republicans in Arizona. For what? Because, oh, Trump said something mean about McCain. Whatever. Lean if Hogan is running. Well, we just don't know the no labels. That's why it's like, don't know. Chris Christie would win Arizona. He would get crushed. Dustin Carter for 2. Maricopa lost its Republican plurality last year. Yeah. Or this year. That's why I'm not too confident in it. It was McCain's state. Yeah, but it's like, a lot of these people say, you can't worship Trump, even though 90% of Trump supporters don't. But they lose their shit. when somebody mentions McCain in a not good fashion. Let's see. If the crap that happened to Lake was on the other foot and happened to Hobbs, there'd be endless hearings and indictments to this state. Look up Georgia 2018. Look up what Abrams did after she lost by 3. We're talking about 0.4. And you know what the complaint of Georgia was in 2018 when a Democrat lost? These wait times were too long and they were all in black precincts. Look this up. These people are... Guys, they complained about the exact same thing 4 years ago, and the media ran for it. But when Lake brings it up, it's a conspiracy theory. Look up Stacey Abrams, 2018. You think I'm kidding? No, let me just do it. Hold on. There is I guarantee you there's a New York Times article on this. I guarantee it. Sorry about that, folks. I accidentally muted myself. Oops. I had a derp. We're back now. Okay, we're back. All right, we're good. Sorry about that. Duster Carno for 2. Abrams lost by 7.5 in 2022. Wants to run again in 26. Yeah, I'm sorry for I accidentally muted my mic when I was trying to look for this, but I want to show you guys this. This is what I found. Look at this. This is on the wiki page. This is... Kemp retained his office as Georgia Secretary of State throughout the campaign, leading to allegations of conflict of interest for overseeing an election in which he himself was a candidate. During the campaign, he was called upon by former president and former governor of Georgia, Jimmy Carter, in the 2 chapters of the NAACP and Common Cause to resign from the secretary's position. Kemp refused to do so until after he claimed victory 2 days after the election. This is right on the wiki page. Oh my god. It's the exact same thing. But wait, it gets even better. You want to see the rabbit hole. All right, so we're just going to ignore this part because it's just nothing. Irregularities in voter registration occurred prior to the election. Between 2012 and 2018, Kemp's office canceled over 1.4 million voter registrations, with nearly 700,000 cancellations in 2017. Over 300,000 people were removed from the rolls on the grounds that they had moved to a new address when they actually had not. On a single night of July 2017, 500,000 voters had their registrations canceled. Does this sound like a very familiar thing? Does this just tickle your... Just something feel familiar? The registration of 53,000 voters disproportionately affected black people were delayed by Kemp's office for not exactly matching state driver records. After a lawsuit was filed, Kemp agreed to allow flagged voters to vote if they had identification. These irregularities resulted in allegations that Kemp was using voter suppression to increase his chances of winning the contest. Georgia election officials responded to these allegations by stating that any voter flagged for irregularities could still vote, receiving a ballot by providing an ID of valid polling place, as it is required of all voters by state law. But you're ready for the best part. Hold on. Dustin Carter for 2. Georgia Republican Attorney General and Georgia Lieutenant Governor Burt Jones want to run. Yeah, I support Jones. But don't worry. You're waiting for something amazing? The Washington Post reported that more than 200 polling places across Georgia were closed in the 2018 election, primarily in poor and minority neighborhoods. Voters reported long lines, malfunctioning voting machines, and other problems that delayed or thwarted voting in these areas. The Atlanta Constitution, or Journal-Constitution, found that precinct closures and longer distance likely prevented an estimated 54 to 85,000 voters from casting ballots on election day. You can't be serious. What does this sound like to you? Hold on a minute. This is right on the wiki page. And I guarantee you, let me bring up the wiki page of Arizona. Let me bring this up. This totally isn't familiar at all. On November 17th, Lake refused to concede defeat and announced she was assembling a legal team to challenge the results. Lake alleged disenfranchisement due to ballot printing problems and long waiting lines in Maricopa County. Don't you love it? Don't you just love the fact that, oh my gosh. This is just, this is a freaking amazing. What are the odds? This is on the wiki page. They claim one's a conspiracy, the other one isn't. Oh, I love it. I just love it. Love the hypocrisy by these people. It's the same thing. They complain about the same thing. And one was for valid reasons. The other one was just because she got crushed. Yeah, Maricopa doesn't be split up. But can you imagine? But no, look up 2018 Georgia governor election wiki page. You read everything. You're going to notice a very similar thing with what Kari Lake is alleging. And they pass it off as a serious thing. Yeah, save the articles. Go look it up. I didn't edit anything. It's right there. All right, back to the prediction. I cannot believe. I didn't realize it was word for word. And they pass it off as a serious thing. Who would vote for Stacey Abrams? Democrats. Rat, don't you think Trump will do better than Kari Lake? Maybe. Yeah, archive the wiki articles to prove my point on this. All right, now let's go to the state of... Actually, speaking of Georgia, let's turn for Georgia. All right. So, with the state of Georgia, in actually, we got a super chat. Ziplin LZ99 for 5. I love how the split second the Dems get the Wisconsin Supreme Court, they push for a new map, probably less than a day they pushed for it. Yeah. They were planning that ahead. They didn't even investigate. Well, shouldn't say that, but just very suspicious they waited all that time. But yeah, let's talk about Georgia now, because that's kind of a state a lot of people are talking about. Trump lost it by 0.2. Should I join the channel? Yes, you should. But with the state of Georgia, I think of the states that Trump has a good shot of winning, I would say surprisingly it's Georgia. In 2022, Republicans did, outside of Herschel Walker, they did great in Georgia. And Walker only lost because he was going against an incumbent, Warnock, and he had a lot of scandals at the last second. Even then, he forced it to a runoff. He did lose, but, it's one of those things where I think Trump, it looks like they're actually doing kind of good. And the polling looks fantastic for Trump. Yeah, there's some polls here and there where it's like, yeesh. But I know that Georgia is shifting to the left. But if there's one state that I think that Republicans have some hope in, where I join the channel, you click the join button. Click the join button down below. It says join. Yeah, and Warnock was an incumbent. I think Georgia is... This is a tough one. I think it's Republican. Again, in a Biden +1 electorate, I think it is absolutely Republican. And you got the Green Party to factor in. And you got to factor in Republicans did pretty solid last year in Georgia, outside of Walker. And I know people are going to say, oh, but that's a Trump candidate. But so is Burt Jones. So is several of the congressional candidates. It is just fine. Tilt R. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. And in this scenario, I think it would be Biden +1 electorate. I think tilting Republican. Yeah, Walkerson was an idiot. Why would you say that a month before the election? Tilt cheese. Biden is also an incumbent, but he's not from Georgia. He may claim he is sometimes, but no, he's not. He's not from Georgia. And there is a big difference between that. Biden doesn't have the same appeal. True. All right. Now we got the state of North Carolina, which most of you know I'm not very worried about. Emerson, they had Trump up by a lot, but that was before 2022, so there's that. Signal, they had a garbage poll that was paid off by DeSantis people, but it's like, the point really isn't there right now. And we got a super chat. Spend Sports Network for 2. Is Georgia inevitably a blue state in the future? It's looking likely, but Republicans do got a chance to, withhold the storm of crap. Possibly. Key word is possibly. Stacey's is gonna be 3 times a loser. Is Stacey actually running for another election? Do it! Well, to be fair, Kemp's gonna be gone, so that may risk it, but it's like, eh. Let's see here. Definite lean or likely. Yeah, I agree. With the state of North Carolina, I think it's actually... that's a tough one. But I think it's going to be leaning Republican. It's one of those states where Republicans are looking pretty good in. And it just, that's a tough one. I think leaning, though. Leaning works. Leaning Republican. I think that's going to work. People are saying likely. True. I mean, Obama didn't win it. And they did get a voter ID in law. And they do got the Supreme Court. And the North Carolina Democrats are imploding. Yeah, let's just put it likely. Well, let's just put it likely. Again, this isn't margin. This is probability. That is true. It's not the same. People need to understand. When I say North Carolina is likely, that just means I think it has the same chance to go in Republican or similar chances like Texas. Does that mean the exact same? No. but I think it's very similar. And it's very early, and we just got to see. All right, now we get to the 3 states that I think everybody wants me to talk about. The states of Wisconsin, Michigan, and Pennsylvania. And this is the part of video every one of you hate me for. Because I try to always leave it off at Pennsylvania. So you know what? Let's start with Wisconsin. Let's have some fun. Trump didn't lose in 20. Is Texas more than North Carolina? That's why I'm saying it could be lean. We'll just put a lean as now. It's like 74% or whatever. But yeah. Now the 3 states all of you hate me for. Wisconsin, Michigan, and Pennsylvania. Let's start with Wisconsin. All right. The state of Wisconsin. Absolutely. Well, it's a state I think Trump has to win. And Marquette Law, you gotta go. I'm sorry. What the hell is this? Biden +9. Where have I seen this before? Let me just check Marquette in the past. Let's go to 2020. And I know they did technically get better in 2022, but let's just look at this. Marquette. Where are you at? Marquette. I don't see Marquette anywhere. Here it is. Biden +5. 2 weeks before the election. 2. Let's just keep looking. Marquette Law. Biden +5. Just keep going. Let's go to Marquette from 2019. Because that's a bit more better. This one's the closest. Biden +7. So take this one clear outlier out and look at that. It's within the margin of error. That one outlier, if you throw that out, it's literally within the margin of error. I mean, these idiots seriously put out a poll where DeSantis is outrunning Trump in Wisconsin. Spence Sports Network for 2. I saw LTE say Dems won Wisconsin by 10. What? They won the Supreme Court by 10, but look at where Democrats overperformed. Wasn't Waukesha. It was in western Wisconsin. Wait, that means Trump wins Wisconsin by 8. No, it's not the same pollster, but it's like same vibes. Same vibes. Now, in a Trump +1 electorate, you go up here, Trump lost the state by a half point. You know, this was in a Biden +4 electorate. In a Trump +1 electorate, that's a 3-point shift. Theoretically, that should go to the Republicans. And, oh boy. I'm a little bit more hesitant because we do got to worry about David Clark potentially blowing everything up. But, chat. Tim Mike, no, we're not doing that. We're not starting that discussion again with Tim Michaels for Senate. You mean Biden +1? But we do got to factor in. Many people, including myself, I forgot about this. In 2020, I don't think Howie Hawkins was on the ticket. Yeah. Hawkins got 0.03%. How much did he get nationally? Results. How much did he get? 0.26. How much is... In a lot of states he got, 0.5%. What states was he actually on the ticket for? Yeah, when you factor in Howie Hawkins, that alone, I mean, that flips it. I think that's tilting Republican. Again, when I say tilting, it's like, it can still go Biden. But I think it's actually looking, tilting towards the former president. Just my opinion. Write-ins, yeah. So he got about when he was on the ticket, he got like a 0.5%. With the write-ins, he got 0.03%. How do you think those voters would have broke? Gee, I wonder how Green Party voters vote. Oh, they're going to vote for Trump totally. What if Aaron Rodgers endorses Trump? I don't know if that helps or hurt him. Because he did move out. He doesn't live in Wisconsin anymore. He lives in, funny enough, New Jersey. Michigan is definitely the toughest of the remaining three. Yep. And that alone, I think we're going to see Biden carry the state of Michigan. Again, I made a whole video on this earlier, but, it's going to be very close, I think. But I think he does have a slight advantage there compared to the other states. For the fact it was a bit more Democrat, and yeah. And now we get the one state all of you hate me for. Pennsylvania. Don't you just always love it where I purposely wait until Pennsylvania? It's always Pennsylvania. What website is that? It's the Atmos 2. We do a little bit of trolling, chat. Do a little bit of trolling. Michigan tilt blue. I have a lean blue. Pennsylvania. I doubt Trump can win Georgia. Mainly moderate Republicans do well there. Well, we're not with Georgia. The entire margin was Green Party. Leave it up as a toss-up. Last time I did that, I got so much shit for that. Pennsylvania's a tipping point state. Abso-freaking-lutely. Just before we make the prediction, I'm going to do one thing. Because I don't think anybody can agree with this one, or disagree with it. But, tipping point state. I think I got that right. Yes, I did. This is the state that will determine the election. Doesn't matter who you are, it's going to come down to Pennsylvania. There we go. Garrett Vanderkar for 10. Thoughts on the 2023 Pennsylvania Supreme Court race? Ooh, that's a good one. That's a good video I gotta do. I haven't done much in Pennsylvania yet. But, yeah, I think, I don't know enough, if I'm being 100% honest. Kentucky, I'm liking our chances a bit more. If Trump does really shit with Hispanics compared to 2020, Biden might be able to win in Texas. Maybe, but no. Chat, it is the tipping point state. You can't. I'm right. You're wrong. That is the tipping point state. All right. So, let's talk this over about Pennsylvania. Let us go over this because definitely it is very interesting. Whoever wins Pennsylvania is winning the election. Lean D. Tilt R. Do a poll. Alright. Alright. It's going to be tilt either way. Who wins Pennsylvania? Donald Trump? Joe Biden? Actually got another one. This just makes certain people mad. There we go. Vote too close. Because I really don't want to put either one, because you don't know right now. Okay, so far it's the majority Trump. So far, duh. Vote too close. You should include Cornel West in the polls. He's not gonna win a state. Give me a break. If Cornel West won a state, it would be like Vermont. How do you want me to include Cornell? He's gonna get like 1% maybe. Trump will win it. Biden had betrayed voters from his former state. It's below 50. Keep it below 50, chat. Because I really want to keep it a tipping point state. Because I don't know. I don't know. Ah, jeez. Cornel West sweeps the Rust Belt. Alright, we're ending the poll. 49%. I rigged it. Rap, did you see Ronna McDaniel's bank your vote in Wisconsin post? Yeah, I did. Wait, I rigged it's below 50%. Doesn't count. Too close. Vosh said Cornel West was right wing. Of course he did. Tilt R. Yeah, okay, chat. I don't know if I want to... Pennsylvania is the one state where I really don't want to put anything down. Nobody. This is what we should do for runoffs instead. If you don't get 50%, you just lose. Everybody. You get kicked off the ticket. They just never resolve it. It's 6 years of just an empty spot. That's how they should do our elections. We don't know. Cornel West Philly. That is true. Make it safe, Democrat. I'm not going to make it safe, Democrat. Pittsburgh will decide Pennsylvania. I agree. Because Philly, I think, the city itself is probably going to shift Republican, but the suburbs, probably Democrat. I'm voting for Chase Oliver. Oh, yeah, sure. Yeah, less than 50% in the state gains independence. I agree with that. We want chaos, people. We want complete chaos in our elections. Larger third-party votes is going to help Trump. Yeah, but we just don't know with Pennsylvania, with turnout. George Santos wins Pennsylvania. So true. That is the truest statement I've ever heard. I'm not gone. I'm gonna... Okay. Alright. Should I decide here? Jeez. You can make the argument for both. With Cornel West on the ticket, that helps. In Michigan, West was taking a lot of votes away from Biden. What's the registered voter ratio looking like in Pennsylvania? I think it's Republican. Safe American Independent for Pennsylvania. Doug Vember was real. Hey, Rap, did you hear about Young could create a super PAC? Yeah, I did. But okay, chat. To appease you. Oh, boy. This is so... Gosh. Why is Pennsylvania like it is? Why can't it just be like, like Wisconsin? This would be a good time to accidentally cut the feed. I'm not going to do that. We're going to be here for a while. All right, chat. Let me be clear. If we're assuming Cornel West is on the ticket, which we have, and this is a Biden +1 electorate, I'm going to assume, all right, we gotta get very close for this. Extremely, at the closest you could possibly get. All right. If Trump picks someone like Lou Barletta, Pennsylvania's tilt red. Yeah, well, he won't. Trump should campaign in Harlem, New York. Why? Let's see here. Garrett ran a car for 5. If Trump gets Erie Union endorsement, then Trump wins. That is a true point. The unions over there, the unions are not happy with Biden, at least with the auto workers, but damn, are you my eye doctor? Yeah, so Pennsylvania. Can you read the letters? Rap turns to Pennsylvania. Why can't you be normal? Pennsylvania screams incoherently. Yeah, the coalitions of Pennsylvania make no sense half the time. They just vote the opposite way you expect them to. But alright. If we are assuming a Biden +1 electorate, that's a 3-point shift nationally. Biden won the state by just over a point. We don't know. With the indictment stuff, we don't freaking know anything. So with that being said, can this change? Absolutely. Probably will change. But I think it is, as of now, in a Biden +1 electorate. Trump, barely. He wins it by a couple thousand votes maybe. It's going to be absolutely close. We just don't know how the indictment stuff is going to go. Spence Sports Network for 2. How does the indictment affect Pennsylvania? We just don't know yet. That's how we get a hypothetical showing Trump v. Biden if Trump was in prison. I can't really make an assumption on that. Trump. Look, this is just my assumption based on what we know right now. But it's always Pennsylvania with my predictions now. It's always down to, will Pennsylvania have normal coalitions for once? Or will it just be Pennsylvania? Down the wire, yeah. It's either Republican or it's tipping state. I don't freaking know. It's the one state where you can make a serious argument for both. But, yeah. I think it's slightly tilting Republican for now. Pennsylvania is the ultimate Midwestern state. Angry unions, biggest city full of, unpredictable and can't count votes for shit. I can't wait for the 2024 Supreme Court case Biden v. Trump. Oh, yeah, there's going to be a ton of that, I think. Especially when it's very close. This has the recipe for 2000 over again. I have a feeling you think 2000 was bad or 2020? Boy, you haven't seen anything yet. Will you be streaming Ohio Issue 1? Yes, we will be going live next Tuesday. That's a big election. At least Fetterman is not the Attorney General. No, he was a Lieutenant Governor, not Attorney General. The reason why Pennsylvania is the way it is because of how regional it is. Yeah. Western Pennsylvania votes the opposite of Eastern. Could the indictments help Trump? We just gotta see it. One poll shows 50% of Republicans are not gonna vote for Trump. That's bullshit. Unless other polls show that, fine. But, whatever. Garrett ran a car for 5. Dr. Oz was a great candidate. A Trump-friendly, moderate Republican. But Pennsylvania voters just hate New Jersey that much. No, what killed him was the primary. He spent way too much money and resource on that, and he had to play catch-up the entire time. What's your opinion on Roger Wicker? Is he the Mississippi senator, right? Yeah. He sucks. Absolutely garbage. Even if convicted, I think Secret Service has the authority to not let him actually go to prison. Yeah, I think that's actually something I did read into. That the Secret Service, I don't think, would allow it. Say what you want about the Secret Service. They don't piss around with that type of stuff. No way they're going to let the former president actually sit in jail. Hey, you're making fun of my state. I'm not making fun of any state. I'm just saying that Pennsylvania, their coalitions are just bizarre. They vote the opposite the other half does. We saw that in 2016 or 2022. If Trump wins Pennsylvania by 1 point, the Dems will have their version of January 6th. Yeah. Yeah, they would have something, I would say, far worse. So what's your opinion on Jeb? Please clap. That's my opinion on him. McCormick, in my opinion, was a better candidate. I don't think so. He had a lot of problems with the free trade stuff. And then he said, like, globalism was good. Best to allow is to put him on house arrest, yeah. There's the secret, again, and I still doubt that even happens. Because think about this for a second. If Trump gets thrown in jail, what's going to happen when, DeSantis runs? They find something on him 30 years ago. He gets thrown in jail, and so forth. This is a one-time. The Supreme Court's usually never going to get involved in these cases, but when it's as high profile and as critical as Trump, I absolutely see it. I can see them seriously looking at getting involved in this case ASAP. Not pissing around and saying, no. Is it 100%? No. But I think it's possible. I just don't see how the Supreme Court would say, this is acceptable. Do you think Jeb would win Pennsylvania? Hell no. SCOTUS better have Trump's back this time. I think even Roberts is not going to agree with the Democrats on this one. If there's a Trump plus 5 environment, watch as Trump wins all the swing states by over 8, except Minnesota, which he loses by 5. Yeah, that's Minnesota for you. Freaking Reagan wins like 20 nationally, but he still can't win Minnesota. It's like the meme of Detroit, like you can't have shit in Detroit, but it's from Minnesota. Jeb will win Idaho. Jeb translates to the F word in Croatian. What? No, it doesn't. No way. Let me look this up. Oops. There's no way that's real. In Croatian, English to Croatian. Jeb. It doesn't say anything, just says Jeb. Oh my gosh, it actually does. What? Jeb translates to fuck. YouTube don't censor me, but that's what I'm reading. Are you kidding? Oh my gosh, this is real. Is Jeb just that big of a meme? Let me just actually screenshot this, because this is real. Croatian, oh my gosh. Let me just get this up. Wow. Yeah, I gotta hold up. I just gotta get this. Look at that. Jeb translates to the word fuck. You love Jeb Bush, everybody? Well, you've been saying fuck the entire time. Oh, I love it. Yeah, his name was F. Bush. That's his name. It's 100% legitimate. Oh, I love it. We all love Jeb. It's pronounced Yeb. Whatever. Trump is going to go after Biden when he gets in office. Maybe. F. Bush. Yeah, it's always Jeb. Why is he's like an eternal meme at this point. It's like everything that's related to Jeb, it's just why. Spend Sports Network for 5. How many days will it take for the 2024 election to be decided? And is there any chance we get a winner on election night? I think if Trump does actually win a landslide, like some polls are claiming, it'll be by election night. But probably be a couple weeks. Hey, Rap, should old primaries have a runoff system like in the southern states? Yes. If they don't, or preferably have a convention system. Convention systems, they allow the diehard people to vote and all that stuff, but it actually lets the party decide who they want. And usually the conventions, the Virginia-style system, gets us really good candidates. Han Cow, Youngkin, Myers, etc. Trump wins the landslide. Yeah, I hope he does. Just avoid it. We cannot have 2000 happen again. No way. This country would fall apart at the seams. Are you being sarcastic about a couple weeks? No, I'm being serious. There's a good chance, if it's close, what? It's freaking Pennsylvania. It's gonna come down to freaking Philadelphia. I swear to God, if that's what happens. If it's Philadelphia, and everybody's huddled around like the TV, waiting for like 20 votes to decide the entire election. No, Virginia primaries, that's not what they do. They use convention system. Yes, there's ranked choice voting involved, but it's through a convention system. It's not the exact same. We cannot have another 2020 either. Yeah, we can't. I mean, this country is... I'm just hoping Trump wins a landslide. You know, it's just... That's the best for this country. Because if he does it, oh boy. What if it came down to one vote instead of 537? I guarantee you there would be hundreds of hundreds of lawyers would flood Pennsylvania at that case. There are different kinds of ranked choice voting. Thank you. The ranked choice voting in Alaska is garbage. The one in Virginia is fine. It's a little bit different. Spence Sports Network for 2. If the election lasts weeks, we're probably losing. Well, it depends. Unless they go 2016 and lose their frickin' marbles. Will Biden relinquish power peacefully if Trump wins? I think if he wins resoundingly, yeah. They just realize it's over. Imagine the election's tied 269. Oh, gosh. If Trump wins, would there be January 6th? Will the libs do it? I could see it. Hey, Rap, which election was crazier, 2020 or 1860? I would say 20... that's a tough one. Yeah, he changed his mind in ranked choice voting. No. There's different types of it. The ranked choice voting in Alaska is garbage. But the one in Virginia is fine. There's two big differences. It depends on Biden's unpopularity and the third-party votes. Yeah. 1860. Yeah, because you had the Civil War and stuff. Didn't Lincoln not win a single Southern vote? Yeah. Yeah, and I don't think in any of the Confederate states. He didn't win a single vote, I don't believe. 1876 is a crazy election. Oh, yeah. That's an election where I'm surprised we never had a January 6th. Go look up 1876. And you know what? I'm going to bring that up. I'm going to just show you guys the chaos that ensued. I think most of you know this election, but... I love the Electoral College, but man, this should have started a second Civil War. Hold on. Right here. Hayes got 185 electoral votes. Tilden got 184. Tilden won the popular vote by 3. And there was like 6 states that were contested. I mean, look at this. Margin. Hayes won by 889 votes in South Carolina. Let's see. Lincoln, let's see. What's your opinion on the ranked choice in Louisiana? That's far different. That's a runoff system. But yeah, look at this. It came down to 889 people just didn't vote. And that's how we got Hayes as president. Yeah, so what happened was the South, they agreed to, and actually, what really happened was Colorado. Oh my gosh. Yeah, Colorado was technically not a state, or it was. This is what the whole stink was. This in South Carolina. But if this didn't exist, no votes were here. It was just a state legislator. Hills would have won or lost. Hayes. But yeah, what the deal was for the southern states, so the South would allow it to happen. In return, they had to get the troops out of the South. You know, for Reconstruction, they had to get them out. In defense of Hayes, Tilden would have ended Reconstruction, yeah. Apparently, South Carolina agreed to give Hayes their electoral votes if he agreed to end Reconstruction. How did they count all these votes when horse carriages were still around? I'm not going to get into that because you think our elections have problems. Trust me, you haven't seen anything yet. Back then, look, when they say he got 4 million votes nationally, I would say that's more of an estimation, if we're being 100% real with ourselves. I mean, come on. It's just look up the past. I mean, you had like 100% turn. I'm not even alleging anything. It's just a fact. There was turnout like, 83% nationally. That means some states, they probably had 100% turnout. Garrett Rancor for 10. Did you hear anything about the southeastern Pennsylvania shifting blue? Democrats think they could flip Cumberland and Lancaster and run up Dauphin. Let me pull this up. So, it is shifting blue, but this is a tough one. Ooh, so this is pretty good. Yeah, I think with it's gonna shift blue, but is it gonna shift blue forever? We don't know. Not everyone is allowed to vote back then. Yeah, but let's just be real about this for a second. But we're not gonna get into it. The power of the telegraph compels you. Yeah, I'm sure that was a very, very secure measure. I'm totally certain no problems happened there. I'm 100% certain. Are you gonna watch any of the fights tomorrow? What fights? UFC? I'll be gone. Yeah, I should mention that this weekend there will be a couple pre-recorded episodes or videos because I will be gone this weekend. So, hooray! All right, I think we went through everything I've wanted to talk about. I believe we went after 1876. We talked about 2000, 2018. We got the presidential prediction. What about Daniel Cameron? I think he's looking pretty good. He seems like he's outspending Bashir. Alright. If you guys did enjoy the stream, smash the like button down below. Subscribe. Share with your friends. Hit that little bell. Follow the social media accounts in the description down below. And of course, join the channel today. Thank you all so much for tuning in. We'll see you guys in the next video or live stream. Godspeed to all of you.